Boris Johnson, Turkey left us behind. We need to learn our lesson. Former British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said, airports are being built in Turkey. There are incredible infrastructure investments and high-speed train investments. Train lines are connecting to the Balkans, and this is a lesson we need to learn. Vice President Cevdet Yılmaz, former British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, former World Trade Organization Director General Roberto Azevedo, Hub Foundation President Ahmet, Eren, and many business people attended the panel titled Changing Geopolitical and Economic Dynamics in the New World Order: The Effects of Trump Policies on Turkey and the Business World, organized by the Foundation of Public Accountants. Hub. Speaking at the panel, former British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said that they have not even built a new highway in the United Kingdom. Johnson stated that Turkey has invested particularly in infrastructure and that this is a very problematic situation in the United Kingdom. We need to learn from Turkey, noting that they should cancel many important projects in the United Kingdom, especially those in the north of England, Johnson said. But airports are being built in Turkey. There are incredible infrastructure investments and high-speed train investments. Train lines are connecting to the Balkans, and this is a lesson we should actually learn. Turkey is leaving US behind. Johnson continued his words as follows: We built a lot in London. We had river crossings and bridges in the United Kingdom. We must admit that Turkey's demands are truly inspiring, and when you look at the speed and scale of change, it is leaving us behind. Since I first came to Turkey, I have seen that the change is enormous and dizzying. Turkey has taken on a more important role on the world stage. It has truly become a bridge between the East and the West. On the other hand, it is a NATO member and has a border with Syria. Turkey has done very important things in this sense. It is a country that will provide peace and stability. Johnson, who said that England and Turkey have a very good roadmap together, said, the first thing that needs to be done in terms of giving assurance to the world is to first end the war in Ukraine. I see Turkey's efforts. Turkey has also undertaken the role of mediator in bringing peace. Ukrainians will never fall under Moscow's yoke. This is a war of independence. It has somehow ended. Washington and the White House are slowly starting to understand this. Former British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said that everyone knows that Ukraine did not start this war. Johnson, who stated that the White House now understands this, said, what has been happening in the last few months has become clearer to U.S. President Donald Trump. Johnson said Trump will start to put real pressure on Russian President Vladimir Putin. Let's remember Trump's history in Ukraine. We will see a transition to the second sanctions in the next few weeks. We provided the opportunity to evaluate developments with influential names at a global level. Ahmet, Eren, chairman of the Financial Accounting Experts Foundation (HUV), stated that the Financial Accounting Experts Foundation brought current economic developments to the attention of the public with the panel it organized. Eren stated that they provided the opportunity to evaluate developments with influential names at a global level with global panels. Eren stated that they hosted respected scientists, politicians, and economic experts from both Turkey and abroad in the past years, and that they addressed the transformations in the global economy in these events under the title of The World and Turkey in the Near Future in 2023. Eren also noted that they comprehensively discussed macroeconomic stability concepts within the framework of the theme of combating inflation and central banking in 2024, emphasizing that the topic of this year's panel addresses a globally remarkable agenda. Eren made the following assessments. Our panel title was determined before the period when strong expectations that U.S. President Donald Trump would take office for a second term began to be discussed. However, Trump's statements on April 2, 2025, which had global repercussions, made this fiction even more current and important. Evaluating the effects that Trump can create on the global political and economic system is more valuable than ever today. In this context, we are very pleased to bring you together with very valuable speakers who have international reputations in their fields. Thanking Vice President Cevdet Yılmaz for his participation in the panel, Eren expressed his hope that the panel will create a beneficial discussion environment for Turkey, the business world, and decision-making institutions.